It's a three to tie, no. Indiana has gone up 2-0 over the Knicks.
13-year NBA veteran Quentin Richardson and Scape senior writer David Dennis Jr. with us now as the Pacers take a 2-0 series lead in the Eastern Conference Finals. Q, I want to start with you. Jalen Brunson, fine game, 36 points, 11 assists. But we got to address that decision for a pull-up three from the logo, 10 seconds left. What are your thoughts on that shot choice?
Well, I felt like Jalen Brunson didn't do a whole lot of wrong last night, but I didn't like that shot. I understand. I can see where he was coming from, trying to get it because they were doubling him, jumping him, doing so many different things, gadget plays to try and take the ball out of his hand. I feel like he felt that was like a chance to get his best shot before getting doubled or jumped or anything. But I just felt like that he could have got a better shot. He could have been close. That was a pretty deep shot that he doesn't really shoot those type of distance threes. But I feel like he could have, even if it wasn't for him, they could have got a better shot out of that play. And it was kind of rushed, and that put them behind the 8 ball when he missed that one.
Yeah, I can see the logic behind the shot there. Like, I think he was expecting them to foul so they wouldn't get a chance to shoot at three. So I think that's what he was thinking there. But beyond that, this speaks to a larger issue with the Knicks and their late game execution. They just could not. We know what happened in game one where they fell apart. But in game two, they just couldn't get the rebound when they needed. They couldn't get the stop when they needed. They couldn't get the shot to go in when they needed. This team's calling card in the first 2 rounds was clutch performance. And right now, the Pacers are being a better team in the clutch and executing down the stretch better. And all that culminates in Jalen Brunson feeling like he needs to take a logo shot to have a chance to tie this game.
Let's go to the other side of this matchup. The Pacers, they're great in transition. They're able to move the ball well out there on the floor. David, what impressed you with the Pacers' offense last night?
Pascal Siakam, we got to start with him. The Pacers came out kind of lethargic at the beginning of this game, and he really set the table for them to get them kind of poised a little bit, especially in that first half. 21 points in that first half. Let's not forget that Pascal Siakam was the second best player on a championship team a few years ago with the Toronto Raptors. But this, again, speaks to another overall issue, is that the Indiana Pacers have an answer for everything that the Knicks are doing on defense. When Mitchell Robinson is flying down the court, they're putting Miles Turner in the corner and getting him out the paint. They're ISO and Jalen Brunson, and then when Cat is in the game, he is an absolute lunchable. Minus 37 net rating. His defense has been atrocious in this series, and the Pacers are feasting on everything that the Knicks are doing wrong.
Hey, I'm doubling down. I agree with you on the Pascal set the tone from the beginning. But, I mean, I think what we've been seeing throughout this playoffs and then also throughout the season, Double D, is that the Pacers are that team. Obviously, every team, you have your guys. When you look at this, everything that they've done, they have a leading scorer, they have a leading rebounder, but they truly play a style of basketball where you don't know who it's going to be. Coach Carlisle doesn't coach in a way where he's specifying this guy's going to score. Whoever comes out that night and whoever is playing well, that's what makes them difficult. They ride the hot hand. They go to what's working. We've seen them broad plays for Neesmith, Nembhard, T.J. McConnell. I mean, obviously they drawn up plays for Miles Turner and Tyrese and the go-to guys and Pascal. But you really don't know. They play as the game goes. They play with what's working. They make the right plays. And they have an extension of the coach. You heard Tyrese Halliburton talk about how he continues to check in with the coach to see what they're seeing so he could be the extension of them on the court. All of those things add up to them playing well down the stretch and being poised when it mattered down last night.
Both of you guys know I'm pulling for my Knicks in this series. I'm on an emotional roller coaster right now. But, David, I'll start with you. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly the roller coaster.
The Timbs are not out right now, huh? I mean, the
Timbs are not out. Huh? They are not out right now. But, David, can the Knicks pull out this series?
Look, I thought this series was going 7 at the beginning. I just don't think they can recover from losing those 2 games at home, especially the way they lost game 1. I mean, I'm sorry. I know you got the Pacers yellow on right now. You already turned your back on the Knicks.
Wait, not the Pacers yellow. You have to call the Pacers yellow, too? Just added insult to injury? I mean, come on now. I thought we were friends. You know what? I'll hear from you guys later on in the show. Game 3 tomorrow night, 8 Eastern in Indy. Thanks so much, guys.
They thrive under pressure, 6 straight road playoff wins. Now 7-0 in clutch time this postseason. First team to do that second part since LeBron in the 2011 Heat. No team has won 8 straight clutch time playoff games since the Spurs back in 1999, who won the title, and they did so by winning a couple of those clutch time games over the Knicks in the finals.
The Thunder have dominated the Western Conference Finals, winning both games by double digits. OKC now has 60 double-digit wins this season, tying the 2016-2017 Warriors for the most in a season in NBA history. OKC has been led by league MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who has 69 points in the conference finals. That is the most points through a player's first 2 career conference finals games since Carmelo Anthony back in 2009. Looking ahead, the Thunder are 13-0 when leading 2-0 in a best-of-7, while Minnesota is 0-3 all-time when trailing 2-0 in a best-of-7, including the 2024 West Finals against the Mavericks. Quentin Richardson and Anscape senior writer David Dennis Jr. back here with us, and we're going full Dennis the Menace here. So, David, who's a player that could be a menace in today's game when you're talking about the Thunder and the Wolves?
It's Jalen Williams. Let's take a trip back a few games ago, Game 6 against Denver. He did not show up, and everybody was talking about what's his viability as a real number 2 option. Since then, in the 3 games, 23, 8, and 6. Since in this series, he has 6 steals, and he has yet to turn the ball over. If you're talking about the battle of the twos between him and Julius Randle, it is not even close. The Wolves have no answer for what he's doing offensively or defensively. If he's going to continue to be a menace, this series is going to be real short.
I agree with that right there, 2 Chainz. I double down. I like Jalen Williams. He's definitely going to be part of it. But if we're talking about a menace, the biggest menace for the Minnesota Timberwolves is undoubtedly the league MVP, SGA. OKC, they go as he goes, and we know that he's a walking 30 to 40-point bucket almost every night. And he's been there, and I think he's going to continue to be there. He's the one who gets he's the engine that gets the train going. He always finds a way, and he stays poised. That's what I like about him the most. Even when he's having a tough game, you don't see him showing the frustration on his face. He just continues to go about his business and always finds a way to show up and show out for his team. So I got SGA as the biggest menace.
Q, need your help on this one, man. We're scanning the NBA. We think we found a QR code. Minnesota's got to win 4 of 5 if they're going to win the series. What's the code by which the T-Wolves need to live to make this a series?
I mean, just like I said about OKC, we know Ant-Man, he has to be ever present. If he doesn't show up and be a lead guy, they have no chance. But for me, it's all about the Randalls, the McDaniels, the Rudy Goberts, and the Alexander Gilgeous and Mike Conley. They have to come up and be big for him. They have to support him and make it where they can't just double team and key in on Ant Edwards. They have to be formidable in their own way so that they can continue to keep their man attached and they can play. And they give Ant-Man a chance to do his thing one-on-one when he gets his ISOs. Because right now, with them not doing what they're doing, they're able to key in on Ant-Man more.
Q, I'm with you. You said the folks need to show up big. You know who also need to show up big? The bigs. They need to show up big. The Minnesota Timberwolves got to figure out what to do with this Naz Reid, Julius Randle, Rudy Gobert situation. They have not shown it. It's one thing to play against the Lakers and Warriors teams that do not have centers, but when you have the Thunder who are hounding these guys, they have given them nothing, especially in Game 2 when Julius Randle basically was a no-show, didn't play in that fourth quarter. Now, if I'm Minnesota, I can look at my fourth quarter in Game 2 and say, hey, we cut that lead down to 10 with Naz Reid at the center and spreading the floor out. That gave the Thunder a little bit of problems in the regular season. Maybe that's sustainable. Maybe that can cause some trouble. But other than that, they need to figure out how to get Julius Randle and these other bigs going, dominating the boards, playing defense, and scoring and putting some pressure on this Thunder team.
Q, I want your thoughts on this. We're either going to get an OKC Indiana NBA Finals, or either the Knicks or the Wolves are going to win 4 of the next 5, which just doesn't happen a lot at this level of the playoffs. Which comeback is likelier to you? Knicks against the Pacers or the Wolves over the Thunder?
I don't think either will happen. I'm with you on that. But if you had to ask me which one is likelier, from the looks of it, I think Knicks coming back over the Pacers would be more likely. I feel like the way that the Thunder have gone about it, they look like it's a one-sided series right now.
That'd be the first time that ever happens at this level of the playoffs, a team to drop the first 2 games at home, come back to win the series.
I feel like the way that Q said that might have been a personal attack on me, but I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. Okay,
you show up in Pacers yellow. What do you think is going to happen?
Thrive under pressure. That is now 6 straight road playoff wins. 7-0 in clutch time games this postseason. That means games within 5 points with 5 minutes to go. The first team to do that since LeBron and the Heat back in 2011. In fact, no team has won 8 consecutive clutch time playoff games since the 1999 champion Spurs. A couple of those, by the way, were against the Knicks in the finals. We have a guy who played for the Knicks and an NBA champion, Iman Shumpert, co-host of Hoop Streams on the ESPN app, joining us from Minneapolis this morning. So let's talk about this game first, Iman, as the Pacers go up 2-0. You know, they're so deep, right? They run about 10 deep. And with Tyrese Halliburton not having his best game, it was really Pascal Siakam from the start. He finishes with 39 points. What impressed you about his performance in Game 2?
His ability to hit tough twos. I think that we don't appreciate it enough. He did it when he was over there in Toronto. He becomes a problem for you. He posts up, he gets people in foul trouble, or he shows that threat to where people don't play as good a defense, and he gets people in trouble. He's very disruptive, and every time you need a big bucket, he gets it done with a tough two that can calm your team down. But the great thing about this team is that the bench comes in and does their thing, but having Miles Turner on that team really, really helped them out. He did not have a great game starting off. He didn't go away from anything. He didn't get frustrated. He stayed around. He kept playing. He kept rebounding. He kept talking. Later on in that fourth quarter, he comes up big for them and doesn't get talked about enough. He's one of those guys who's been playing on Indiana for a while. He gives them confidence. He gives them energy, and you see how they roll with him. At the end of games, though, Indiana's just putting together a better ball game as far as making winning plays. I think that the Knicks, on the other hand, have Jalen Brunson fighting alone sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, Turner has 13 points in the first. Rick Carlisle, listen, this guy knows how to coach. He's one of the winningest coaches in the NBA right now, making the perfect substitutions, calling the timeouts at the right time. But let's go to Tibbs on the other side, because this is a tough dilemma. You have Karl Anthony Towns, right? And he is not doing what he needs to do defensively at times. So he only plays 5 minutes in the fourth quarter. So you've got this incredible center on offense, this guy when you need points, but yet he's sitting. So what do you think that Tibbs needs to do in terms of that rotation, Mitchell Robinson and Cat, going forward in Game 3?
Well, I definitely think that you bring a guy in like Karl Anthony Towns. You didn't bring him in to have him sitting down at the end of the game. I think, do you need to inspire him? Do you need to challenge him to where he knows he needs to wear more of the chip on his shoulder to be a part of the game, especially defensively? But his force and his ability on offense, his ability to play within a pick and roll and cause the team to stretch out and have to stay honest. He has to be in there as a threat. That will help Jalen Brunson a little bit as far as just getting cleaner looks, but getting looks where he is not working so hard and exerting so much energy to where at the end of the game, it seems like shots are short.
Yeah, just those blown coverages on defense. I mean, those, among other things, have to be cleaned up by the Knicks. Cat was minus 20, by the way, in those 28 minutes last night. Let's talk about where you are. All right, so the Wolves are going back home. They are down 2-0. Not nearly as close a series as the one that we're talking about between New York and Indianapolis. And Minnesota's shooting only 28% from the field. Listen, they're facing the best defense in the NBA. How do they get back on track?
I think getting back on track, they have to look in their locker room and turn to Mike Conley. I think Mike Conley is a guy that has been around this league. He has been a true professional. He has seen a ton of these situations. He's been down 2-0. He's been up 2-0. He has to corral them and make them understand that they can still do this. They can still get things done. OKC did nothing more than win at home, and that's what that has to be their mindset. I think that has to be contagious. He has to make them feel confident that they can come in here, defend home floor, and that they could push into a Game 5.
Yeah, they're only shooting 20.